What is going on, people? What is going on? It's your boy, The Beast, and my amazing co-host and business partner, Harvey. First name Jules, last name Harvey. Jules, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing. How are you doing, brother?
Doing amazing. I'm doing great. Doing great. As you can see, my daughter. Yeah. Okay. Throw the pickle out in the garbage. We here. We do apologize for starting a bit later than usual, but we had a quick business meeting of sorts, kind of impromptu. We had to kind of sort things out, but we're good. We're good. I'm sporting the Unleashed beanie, although it is 23, 24 degrees outside. But hey, product placement. Hey, it's a mind game. There's the mind games. And of course, my lovely co-host is sporting the 5-panel Unleashed hat. And you know what? I'm jealous because I like the hat. It looks nice. All right, it looks nice. very nice. He's been making products. I've been making products. There's stuff I didn't even know he made, and he's already sporting. I'm like, damn, look at that. That's a nice hat, man. I was gonna take my hat off, but man, my hair is just all a mess. I'm gonna shave that later. I'm gonna shave it off later. Looking rough. But here we are. This is episode 10. It's good. I mean, I'm happy we hit 10 so far with some great topics. And I say great topics because it gets people talking. We're gonna run down a few of the shows we had. I do have a list of them by me just to make sure I don't mess up. But yeah, we've had some great shows. From talking about spousal abuse to addictions, you name it. We're gonna probably chime in and talk about those. Let me see if I can pull up something for myself just to help me out here. Jules, how do you feel about the shows you've had so far? I mean, this is not per se new for you, but it's new for the both of us together doing it on a consistent basis. How do you feel right now?
I actually love their shows, and I feel like I've learned something from every single episode.
I too. I definitely agree. Definitely agree. The fact that I leave each show with eyes wide open, wondering, what did I just hear or what did I just learn? It's just amazing. I mean, from the first one. I mean, let's start from the beginning. We were talking about the whole minimum wage situation you have out there. That was our first episode. That's actually on my my YouTube page. I probably will try to transfer it over to the main page just because everybody can see it there. But yeah, we talked about how minimum wage is still a struggle out in Florida, or just in general. In general, because again, the cost to live is superseding the amount of money you bring in on minimum wage, and it's hard to move up in the world. Like, say, for a person coming out straight out of, I don't know, high school, and they just want to work. Most of them will start at minimum wage, or maybe some people who leave school and they want to live because of certain situations at home, so they have to work and provide for a new family or an ailing parent or whatever, and they're stuck at minimum wage. You can't live off minimum wage. You probably leave with yourself, what, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks. I think we calculated there on the show, around 20 or 30 bucks for you to live on.
For a month.
Yeah, for a month. And that's ridiculous.
Now, mind you, that was also before the housing market in Florida started going crazy, because right now it's way crazy. Right. I actually made a post about it the other day, because the Tampa Bay Times, which is a big newspaper, did an article on the that they said that someone is making minimum wage right now, which is $8.62, had to work 96 hours a week just to pay rent. 96. So the pushback from most people is always going to be, well, it's minimum wage. It's not supposed to be what it's not designed for you to live off of. And actually, if you look up the definition of minimum wage, it is a livable wage. So if it's actually not doing what it's supposed to be doing, and then the pushback is always going to be, it's going to be supply and demand. But the supply and demand for the market just doesn't make any sense when your rent is getting raised every year, but minimum wage isn't. Although it is going to, it's either going to $10 or $11 in September, but still, that's still not livable. So that means you have to work 88 hours just to be able to pay rent, and I'm sure it's going to go up even more as the year comes along.
Yeah. Things have changed. The world has changed so much that everything costs probably 3 to 4 times more than it used to, because the fear of either A, losing their business, so they want to keep their nest egg or keep their situation going, and B, supply and demand as well. I mean, there's so much things that are being used or abused or overused that it's getting wasted. So people are gonna start charging arm or leg just so you can get that stuff. I mean, I don't see. I see that there's a problem with that here in Canada. However, we do have a higher minimum rate here in Manitoba than you folks do. I don't know. I don't think I converted. I don't think I converted it. Okay. Can I bring your chicken nuggets and juice? I do apologize, folks. My daughter has chicken nuggets and juice, and she wants sauce, aka ketchup, on them. So give me a sec while I do that.
Can I put ketchup?
Okay.
Put ketchup on the
Where you want to put it?
and chicken.
Okay, fries.
Ketchup is almost better on almost everything.
Ketchup? No, ketchup is not nothing. What is it? It's not tomatoes. It's nothing. It's artificial, whatever. There you go. Okay? Okay, go eat. Yum. Now, mind you, she's already scarfed down a hamburger. I made sure this time. I made sure I got a hamburger and nuggets and fries because she'll come back to me later saying she's hungry. She did that last night. I had to get freaking. We had to rush out and get freaking crackers so she can actually go to sleep, or she'll be up all night. But anyways. So yeah, the minimum wage situation is not as bad. Again, a lot of people are upset, not per se of the starting point of minimum wage is the length of how long it takes you to get past that. Like what do you need to do to get a raise? How long does a raise have to take? Because a lot of people are usually stuck there, and because they don't know their rights or their situation, they won't fight for more money. That's what I see. If you're working minimum wage and you've been there for 5-6 years, something's up. Something's up. Someone's got to tell you to speak up.
I wouldn't be anywhere. I wouldn't be anywhere for 5-6 years at the same wage.
Well,
I mean,
some people are happy to just get money that they don't fight.
Now
5 or 6 years is probably exaggerating it, but
right.
A lot of people, probably a year after, will be saying, "Okay, I'm glad I still have this job," or they're fear that if they try to ask for a raise, they might lose their job. So, I mean, you gotta stand up for yourself and know that you know your worth. We talked about that. Know your worth. That's the big thing.
Exactly.
Know your worth. There's no way you should stay at a minimum rate for X amount of years just because it's probably only job you can get at this time. That's just me. I think you should fight for it.
The problem is that people that complain about the people that make minimum wage, they say they have minimal job skills, so they should make minimum wage. But the minimum wage,
what's a minimum job skill?
Like that you're starting out. So there's a difference. There should be a difference between a minimum wage and a starting wage.
Okay.
You're not always the same.
True.
So for instance, same thing I said in the very first show was there's plenty of people that come back from the military that have served this country that come back and their skill set isn't what it is for whatever job that they're looking for.
Right.
So they're going to get minimum wage, but their skill set is different. So that doesn't make any sense to me.
You're right. Definitely. You should find, but at the same time, wouldn't one apply for a job that meets their skill set? Or is it just because they're in the military or they're out of the job sense for so long that you have to start at the bottom?
So they have to start at the bottom, but their life experience should go toward their pay.
Yes.
You know, it's but the problem that they have here in Florida is, first of all, so many people here are so uneducated that they will say, like there's a million hiring signs around here, right? Yeah. So people are like, oh, people are just sitting at home because the government's paying them money to stay at home, blah, 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 blah. Well, Florida is in the high middle of the country when it comes to the actual unemployment rate. So over the pandemic, plenty of people have started working from home or they've created their own businesses. So unless people start doing their actual research
Right.
and doing the things that I did for that episode, then they're just going to keep spewing that shit. And then once one person says it, one person's going to agree with them, even though they both don't have any knowledge on what they're talking about. And then there's someone else. Like I literally had this conversation with this person the other day about the same thing. Oh, the government's paying people to stay home. First of all, for you to get unemployment, you have had to be employed at one time.
That's correct.
And there's also parameters that they have to go through to actually receive unemployment.
Yep.
It may be something simple. I think they have to apply for 2 jobs a week and show that they applied for two
Yeah.
jobs a week or something like that.
The attempt
But-
has to be made. Yes. Just same thing
Correct.
here.
So it's not like the government's just saying, "Hey, sit at home and sit at home and do this." Well, and it's more like McDonald's is hiring, like Wawa, which is a convenience store
Right.
here, is hiring, and people aren't going to those low paid jobs because, to be honest with you, they can make more money doing Lyft or Uber or
Yep.
or anything else.
Yep.
Well, shit, half of these girls have turned to OnlyFans or anything else. And yeah, I know you give me that look, but it's the truth. But the thing, all right. So my thing about OnlyFans, I'm going to talk about this, is I feel like so many women have worked so hard to non-sexualize their position, but yet they back people that sexualize their position. Does that make sense?
It's a catch-22. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You either, hey, you support her, but then you're supporting her sexuality. So are you really supporting her or her sexuality?
Exactly.
I know, man. Trust me.
And-
I've had this in my head for years, man. I'm like, man.
And then on top of that, these OnlyFans girls, IG, quote unquote IG models, say that they're so independent because they're making money. Well, you're not independent because because it isn't for these losers that are giving you money to look at your feet or look at whatever you do. Then you're still dependent on these people. There's no skill set. There's no skill set for OnlyFans, or there's no skill set to try on clothes and post it on IG, and then you say you're IG model. You're not an IG model.
So here's the thing, though. It's not only OnlyFans, because TikTok is the same way now. I see people put up a link to LinkedIn or Linktree or whatever, and then you see Cash App and Vimo and all these things that make. Excuse me, what am I paying you for? Explain to me. What am I paying you for? That I cannot do myself, or that I cannot find for free. Now, I get if you're a comic and you're doing a skit and it takes props or makeup, fine. You need to pay for that makeup for us to entertain. I get that. But for people who just sit around, shake their ass, or lip sync a comic sketch and want a Vimo, want a cash handout, hogwash, I say. What are you doing? That's not entertainment. Not you walking around, change your outfit 5 different times at the beat of a freaking song. Ain't shit to me. Plain and simple. I'm not paying for that. I get it. You want to make money. If people are dumb enough to pay you for that, so be it.
Correct.
Maybe I should start doing that.
I don't. Me personally, and this is what goes back to, like, I don't care how much anyone else is making.
Nope.
I really don't. I'm not paying for it, so it really doesn't matter. But TikTok used to be fun. It used to be fun to go on and watch people do their makeup or someone else's makeup and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Now it's like as soon as you open it, all it is just ass or titties.
It's either ass or titties or and here's the thing, and I've noticed this now that a lot of people think they're therapists and they start giving all this advice out. So I see a lot of on my For You page, all this dating advice, relationship advice, and I'm like, I look back and I'm like, there's a girl who's talking about just sex, period. I'm like, excuse me, I was wondering, is this person single or with somebody? Because for you to spew all this information, all this knowledge out, one would think that you've mastered the trait to pass on to everybody. Like you have a doctorate. But really, truly, you're just another person with an opinion on what's going on in the world. There's nothing special about you posting whatever about relationships or about sexual whatever fantasies about. It baffles me how this platform went from fun to business real quick.
Yeah, but then in the same thing, even the Instagram, if you watch, and some of the people, they get mad because Instagram and TikTok take their content down.
Well, I mean, there's and that's I think that's society fighting them. Because a lot of people are quick because they can't say something to someone's face. They use their platform or that platform to take them down and fight them back. There's a lot of people who have great contact and and they educate a lot of people for situations on politics, on race relations, on indigenous relations, on finances and so forth. But the minute you say something that they don't like, report. Why? Offensive. Then you're in jail for 24 hours or whatever. Then you have to come back or ask to be brought back and stuff like that. It gets too tedious. I mean, I'm on Instagram, to promote my business, but at the same time just to have fun. I don't really do much on it these days, other than promote my daughter, just to show how amazing she is, or the business. Right? We have the business Instagram account, Unleashed Store 2155, and we just post people who've enjoyed our product. We post maybe some information, maybe something inspirational, but we're not we're not the end all. We're not the top of the line to know what's going on in your lives or to tell you how to do things. No, we're just here to help you, enjoy life a bit better and maybe experience or enjoy some of the products we have. That's what Instagram really should be used for. Now, I know there's all these, I guess when you swipe through all these, these stories, you have a lot of advertising of how you can blow up on YouTube, or how you can blow up on TikTok, or how you can blow up on Instagram. Like, you know what? To blow up on any of these platforms, really, it's just timing. That's it. You have a great trend. It's timing. Someone catches it at the right time, it can blow up, right? Don't force it out there. Just keep on posting. Maybe someone will like it, or you tag it the right way. Someone might jump on it, and poof, you go running. Who knows? Someone might see my daughter singing on my Instagram and say, "Oh my God, this girl!" And then all of a sudden, Ellen has it, or somebody has it. Right? That's how it is.
Right.
It just takes one person to post it to the right person, and boom, we blow up. Just like the T-shirt or the clothing line. We have one celebrity that decides to wear our gear and is very popular and says, "Hey, these guys have some great products." That will skyrocket, and that's what we've learned. That it's just a matter of timing. That's all. So use your platforms to the best of your abilities. Just don't milk it. Don't milk it. I hate milk it. I hate seeing ads, or I hate seeing people with links to give them money, and all you're doing is twerking behind you. Watch my twerking workout. Twerking workout.
Well, it's the same thing. Like I watch some podcasts, and they have their Patreon and all those links, so you can donate money to their.
Those are links. That's for sure. I totally agree on
that. I guess if you're entertained by those people, then you want to throw them $5-10. I mean, I don't know what. Like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever done it.
Well, only if they are. It's worthy to what you are looking for. If they're giving you content that you need, I mean, just like us, we go to watch a movie at a theater. You're paying to get into that theater, so we're technically paying these actors for their service. I get it, but they're giving us a great service, right? They're giving us something, so of course you're going to pay for it. So if you're not giving us something that services me, entertains me, or whatever, I am not paying you a dime. Some people are just sick with it, and they like watching creepy. Oh, not creepy. they watch women doing things and they act creepy. They start asking or donating just to see more, just to see how far they can get. That's what opens the door with these creeps. That's what gets people in trouble.
So I was watching a podcast earlier, and they were talking about like some of the OnlyFans girls, and they're like, "Well, I'm making this type of money, blah blah blah." And of course, the guy's like, "Hey, listen, so unless you're investing that money, then it doesn't make any sense because you don't have a long-term goal when it comes to that." Well, I'm making money. I'm like, oh, like okay, but like, what's the goal? Because I'm sorry, in 5 years, no one's gonna want to see your
titties. Yep, say it.
No
one wants to see your titties in 5 years.
Or else you're a bush that's all beat up at this point. Like there's gonna be a new person. There's gonna be a new person out there that someone's gonna want to see.
Yep.
So there's no longevity when it comes to that. Even though I don't think OnlyFans has gone anywhere. But what I did not know is I didn't know that you got to put in your social security number.
Oh yeah.
And your driver's license.
Taxes, man, they gotta find you just in case you are spewing hate or whatever. They'll find you and they can rip you out. They'll find you and definitely track your progress. So all you people doing OnlyFans, know that the government is watching.
You know what? I was kind of wondering about that. Like, how do you, or if some of them are smart enough to know that they will have to pay taxes on that stuff, or if they go in there and they, I make $6,000 a month, I make $7,000 a month, because the government's sitting there listening to you, like, well, when are you gonna report all this income that you're talking about? I mean, on video.
Think about it. If you win the lottery, you have to pay taxes to that lottery, right? You have to pay taxes. If you win a contest, say Jeopardy or Price is Right, however, you have to pay taxes. You
gotta pay taxes on it.
What makes you think you're gonna get away with that on OnlyFans? Come on, man. Anyways,
it's
anyways. I'm just tired of the handouts or the requests of handouts to all these people out there. So let's move on. It's gonna be all hot and bothered.
But that's the funny part, and I'll just say this, and I'll say it. But people are okay with OnlyFans of people that aren't doing anything but complaining about people that are unemployed. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Episode 2 was about.
We did awareness of domestic. We did addiction. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Addictions. That was a real good one.
That was an intense one, actually. That was pretty intense. Only because, again, you brought on people that have been and still suffer with the addiction, because I learned that addiction is a lifelong thing. You can never get rid of an addiction. Right? Whether it's an illegal drug, whether it's an opiate of some sort, whether even if it's steroids or whatever, like, it is an addiction. So it's a mental thing that has changed your mindset or your way of dealing with things, that you would have to have this item to survive, to maintain, and so forth. So shout out to the folks that were on the show. Amazing stories, amazing people. Loved everybody. They were very entertaining. They were very truthful. Again, it went to a point where I almost cried, because it was just, the stories that you hear were just wow. So. Well,
I actually had it wasn't a conversation. It was on one of my groups. I talked about, for some reason, every time someone intros themselves on a group, for some reason lately, it's 420 friendly, right? So I made a post. I was like, why do you have to put 420 friendly on your intro post? Like, no one cares. And like I said, no one puts crack friendly, no one puts heroin friendly, no one puts alcohol friendly. It just doesn't make any sense.
People listen to this man. He's throwing out some knowledge. Let's go.
Then a guy was like, well, so it's just so you know, here you can hang out with. But who cares? Like who cares?
Do you want to
Whether
really
you
put yourself
hang
in
out
a
with-
group?
Let me ask you a question. This is something I will probably never explain. I will never understand. So you want to get around a whole bunch of guys and like smoke weed together, right? And put your lips on the same thing that every other man in this room has put his lips on. I don't understand that.
Oh shit!
Please explain that to me. Please explain. See, anybody wants to explain that to me? Explain that to me. It just makes no sense to me. It's actually hilarious. But I don't knock what you do. But I don't have to hear about it. I don't want to see on, like, I'm on Tinder and Bumble or whatever. I don't want to see that I'm vaccinated. I don't care. I don't want to see.
My man.
I'm a Trump supporter. I don't care.
My man.
If these are the things that are going to make you create friendships, then you're probably just not a good friend in the first place.
So you're pretty well. At the same time, the reason why these people do these things is they want to stick to their own type of people. They don't. They're cutting the room in half pretty much, and sometimes in quarters, and they just put themselves in a little corner of probably 5 to 10 people who they might have the same likes or dislikes with, and they're trying to make friendships or relationships.
So you're segregating yourself.
That is what they are doing, and they're putting it out there on purpose. They're saying, "Hey, I'm 420 friendly."
And if you're not, I can't be friends with you.
Yep. Oh well, I give you can't. Or hey, I love Trump. I'm a Republican.
And if you don't like them, then I can't be friends with you.
Again, I don't know why you would do that.
I just don't understand why. I think there's so many other things in this world that will separate people, but when you're doing the own separation yourself, then it doesn't make any sense to me.
I totally agree. So, those like-minded people will stay in their circle, stay in their lane. They will be over there by themselves. They cannot complain that they're not happy because they haven't found that. Well, you've restricted yourself. You've put a label on yourself, and that then changes how available you are. You never know. You could love for somebody who is a Trump supporter.
Never know.
Right? You could love somebody who doesn't smoke reefer on a regular basis, but because you put it out there, there's that bumper sticker, boom, and you just blacklisted yourself amongst a lot of people because of those views you had to put out there for everybody to know. You don't need to know that shit. Like you said, am I gonna be looking for somebody who's not crack friendly or who's crack friendly or whatever? No, you find that on your own. You don't put that on the front cover.
So my point was, and then the one guy who's obviously a smoker, talks about how he can't hang out with somebody that doesn't smoke and blah 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 blah. And then the addiction part came up, and he was like, "You can't get addicted to marijuana." And I was like, "You're fucking full of shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally nothing that you cannot get addicted to."
Yeah.
He's like, "You can't get addicted to a plant." I'm like, people get addicted to cocaine. That starts out as a plant. They get addicted to coffee. It starts out as a plant.
Yep.
Just because it was created in the ground. Well, nowadays I don't even know how, because it's not the same. It's not the same weed that possibly my parents smoked way back in the day, because everything is now synthesized. It's so many different strains and made up of all this other stuff. So you can get addicted to exercise. You can get addicted to food. You can get addicted to anything. And this guy was going off trying to say that you can't get addicted to marijuana. I was like, have you ever heard of science?
Some people just don't know.
But it just kept going on and on. And even people that smoke weed said, I'm addicted. And he's like, no, you're not addicted. You're just addicted to the routine. So I'm like, dude, I know people that literally wake up and even before they brush their teeth, the first thing they do is light up.
Yep.
Same thing with cigarettes. Same thing with cigarettes. Also.
Cigarette and coffee. Yeah, that's the big. That was the
But
big thing.
they're addicted to it.
Yep.
I mean, you literally you can go to most jobs, and some people are going to say, "I'm not going to be myself until I get my coffee." That's why there's a line at Starbucks at 5 o'clock in the morning.
And that's an addiction. That is an addiction. As much as
You
you
can
don't
be
think
addicted.
so, that's an addiction.
You can be addicted to anything. You can be addicted to shopping. You can
Yep.
be addicted
Gambling.
to anything.
You
And
name
it,
it. Video
and
games.
exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So that was my point with the whole addiction thing, because the guy just didn't understand, or he didn't even want to hear. And here's the thing, like, he had other weed heads that were saying, I smoke all day, every day.
That's an addiction. That is addiction. No matter how you say it or how you swing it, that is an addiction. But
No doubt.
Again, some people for some reason, this day and age, people are very ignorant to the whole thing now. I don't know why, I don't know how, but they are ignorant to the whole situation. So I'm just baffled. Again, when we talked about the addiction thing, I was just like, wow. I didn't know how far it can go. And again, it ruins relationships. It ruins work habits. So people tend to lose jobs or lose focus at their job. It hurts your health. It can definitely distract you from eating healthy or eating at all. And again, you just feed off of that because it changes your whole mind composition. There's so much things about any addiction, again, that can ruin you. So again, don't just think it's just cocaine or meth or whatever. People are addicted to weed. People are addicted to work. People are addicted to smoking. People are addicted to coffee. There's all these things that people are addicted to. Just be aware that it is a long-term process.
Gambling.
What's that? Gambling? Yeah.
Like,
People,
it's
the smallest things. You can. Oh, you know what? I know a friend of mine that gambles. I think it's 3 to 5 cents on a game, but he does it almost every day. I'm like, you're addicted to this stuff, because he'll be doing his thing at work. Boom. Oh. And they'll be asking me, hey, what do you think about this? What are you betting on? Ping pong. You have issues when you freaking bet on ping pong. I'm telling you, that's an issue right there. But again, I'll leave them alone. To each their own. But at the same time, when it comes to addiction, know and respect that addiction is real for a lot of people, and it is hard, and they're fighting it tooth and nail every day. So anybody out there who is dealing with an addiction, again, peace and love to you folks. Keep on working hard, and definitely you will get to the promised land when you can.
Yeah.
All right.
The thing that got me most with that episode is that I knew all those people, but I had no idea.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you were just like,
I was shocked. I was like,
you were
what?
like, huh? Because again, you see them now, right? And of course, you probably saw them back then when you were in the bar scene, and you saw how they were, but you didn't know how deep it went in.
I had no idea.
But that's the thing; they hit it very well.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are addicts can hide that stuff very, very well, and it's scary. It's scary. One would have to ask, what did it? What triggered the addiction? And that's something I would like to know about a lot of people. What started it? But again, everybody has their own reasons and so forth. Some people say it's abuse. Some people say it was the job. Some people said it was just people. Maybe it's a lack of people. Whatever it is, it's just it triggered something and changed their lives.
And that was the thing that that those particular people had a rock bottom that
Yes.
made it.
Yes.
That made them change.
Exactly.
There's tons of people that are probably at rock bottom that still will not change or don't know how to receive help or like even ask for help. So that's the that's the scary part.
Yeah.
And so that was 2 episode.
Episode 3 was an interesting one. That was talking about interracial relationships, the ups and downs of dating outside of your race.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I would say that's a touchy one for me because I've dated a lot of people that are not of my race, but I have dated people that are my race, are of my even of my culture. And again, I'm just an open book. I welcome anybody and everyone in my life who would bring positivity to my life. But people are not so much, and that kind of hit me. I guess recently. That's why I took another break because I had a family member kind of tell me the reason why I'm in certain situations in the single world is because of the people I dated, and obviously they're pointing out to the Caucasian females that I've dated. I'm like, I don't think old school like that. It doesn't make sense. Now there are goods and bads to dating. In interracial dating, because there's all these extra steps you got to do, right? You got to make sure that you're cool with that family, and that they're cool with you, because they only see, not say they only see, the first thing they see is color, no matter what, no matter who you are, they see color first, and don't let anybody tell you different. You walk into somebody's house and you're, say, for instance, the people on our show, Laura was one of them. Laura was there and said, "People, she's Mexican." And if we were dating, bring this African man to her house. People say, "Whoa, okay." That's what the first thing they'll see. They won't see the fun, happy-go-lucky guy that I am. They'll see the color first. So again, you have to break that wall and that barrier, and then after that, you have to break all the stigmas that come around with that. You know how they think black men are always trouble. You know, they always have all these different baby moms, or they don't work and all that. There's a lot of old school thought process that think this is the way. On the flip side, you know, women, white women or white men, hold a certain way. They're very prissy. They're very stuck up and all that. Okay. And it's just all these stigmas that people have to break on a regular basis is hard. It's very hard. So, again, kudos to people who are in interracial relationships. Again, I don't have a preference of women. You can come from any race, any creed, and I will accept you. You just have to now understand that there's people that may be in my circle of friends or even my family that might not know that, because again, you are coming into my life, but again, you're now coming into everybody else's life. Right? I'm a family person, so if everything's great, like I did with my last relationship, I flew out my ex and her son to meet my family. That's a big deal, because you need to know who this person is. Because again, I live out of the city from them, so I wanted to again, phone calls and video calls are great, but I brought that person to you. I said, this is the person. This is who I want to be with. So now, sometimes the stigma about dating out of your race gets thrown out so far that it just bothers me. You know, all the crap that people say about how, you know, the guys, the black guys don't pay for or look after the kids after a breakup or whatever, and that's it. Or women are all about getting your money and blah blah blah. Like, it's a headache sometimes. I'm like, man, that's just people.
Those are all stereotypes that were created out of fear.
Yeah, but the thing is, they stuck. That's the sad part. They stuck. It's not a fact that, you know, a black man is with a white woman, or even an Asian woman or whatever, and they break up and they think that person is going to not care for their daughter or not care for their son. No, that's the person. That's not the race. Understand that. That's the race. That's not the race. That's the person's choice. I have a daughter that I cannot really connect to on a regular basis. That doesn't mean I'm not trying. That doesn't mean I don't want to. Because I have a daughter here who's singing her heart out right now. And I love it because I'm here in her life because I want to be in her life. Just like I want to be in my other daughter's life, but I can't. All right? So it's not by choice that I want to do this. Sometimes situations are situations. Please understand that. Please understand that. It's not about the race. It's about the person. And until we get past that, we're going to be stuck with this divide. I mean, it was getting good at one point, and, you know, everybody was just loving life and doing their things, and all of a sudden, it just went back to where it was again. Maybe because of the certain situations in the news and with the whole Black Lives Matter movement and so forth.
Mhm.
A lot of true colors and true feelings came out because of the whole situation at hand. And then you have to kind of step back and I'm like, oh, I thought you're cool with me, but really and truly, this is how you're thinking. This is how you're saying things. I'm sorry, but again, that's the person. I'm not thinking the race. I'm thinking the person. That's how you as a person think. That's ugly thing.
So yeah, I will lose friendships over that. I won't lose friendships over politics. I will quickly.
Okay. So you would cut somebody over a racial situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
Oh, absolutely. I will cut you absolutely off because I'm not going to waste my energy on like that type of negative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, like, even if you talk of even if you talk about Black Lives Matter,
Mm-hmm.
like, people don't understand that there's an organization and then there was the movement.
Yeah.
The organization and the movement are two totally different things.
Correct.
There were people protesting in China that were saying Black Lives Matter. Russia, Germany.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not part of the Black Lives Matter organization.
Right.
It was a movement that, for some reason, everywhere else in the world, people can see that people of color are not being treated the same.
Mm-hmm.
So
in the world now, not just North
Right.
America. You're
Exactly.
talking about the world. Think
In the
about
world.
people listening and watching. Listen to this, man. Go on, man.
right, and they were protesting all over the world, and because they're sick of it, and now if you think of it, like, the Asians are going through something similar. But the problem with that is, or the difference between that is, that's short term, I think.
You're talking because of the whole virus situation.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
But that's also built out of ignorance as well.
Oh, everything is ignorance. No, not just anything race related is ignorance. Plain and simple. Yes, we went through a process, and we fought and we got accepted. So why are not other people's accepting us? I don't know. I don't know why you still have a Ku Klux Klan. I don't know. I don't know why you still have neo-Nazis when everybody that is out there are of different race now. What are you trying to prove when you're holding that type? And you know what? Even on the flip side, there's a lot of pro-black people who despise white people.
Yeah.
So again, it's not. I'm not trying to put my race or any other race above the other. It's just a lot of ignorance against the grain for everybody.
So with that is that comes with I don't know how to put it. I guess it's
Time.
It's a power struggle.
Mm.
You want to say that your race is the supreme race.
It's the superior race. Yeah.
Which is absolutely, it absolutely doesn't make any sense, because if you think about the way that America has been, there's only one true American. Just because you were born somewhere doesn't mean that you are a true American, because there's been plenty of American terrorists. We just saw January 6th. Like, the whole world just saw January 6th, and I don't know whether there's any black people there, but I'm gonna say 99.9% of people there were Caucasian.
Mm-hmm.
But once you start losing the grip on your quote unquote superiority, then people lash out.
Yeah.
It's not just in race. It's also in sex. It's also some guys still think that the females are inferior, or that they can't do your job, or it's the same thing. So once you start to feel like you're losing your quote unquote power struggle,
Right.
then that's when the clans and stuff like that start to come out. Even though you're also seeing that, like, a lot of people nowadays have that mind state. And unfortunately, in our country, we started seeing the majority of it once Barack Obama was elected the first and second time, and then after that, it just continued to separate and separate and separate. So but now I'm seeing videos of even Black people attacking Asian people.
Yeah, that's the
ignorant mindset.
Yeah, that's the ignorant part of things. Because I'm like, man, look what you're doing. You've gone through that race. The Black race has gone through so much. For you to be bigger and say, hey, I feel your pain. I've gone through it. I'm here to help you get through this. Instead, ignorant people are attacking these Asians for the same reason why we were attacked way back when.
Exactly.
This is not tit for tat, man. This makes no sense. Wake the hell up. It doesn't make sense. It's so frustrating. And again, and this is why I'm like, and here I'm in Canada, and I'm like, the whole situation with the indigenous situation with the kids being found in the unmarked graves. I'm like, man, the amount of Black people that were lynched or murdered or whatever in the span of a lifetime through all of that, other people sympathize and were there for you. So why I don't see any groups sympathizing for? Well, I haven't seen publicly any groups sympathizing for the stuff that's going on that's being found in Canada, which is shocking. Because it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad to find dead children, graves of dead children across the country. Not just one little spot. It's been there, and they're continuing to search. They're continuing to search. And it's scary how much they keep on finding each and every day. So again, we as people, even the people who are oppressed should understand that there's other people that were oppressed before them or even at the same time. Should be joining forces and helping stop the oppression altogether. That's just my thought.
Or just understand that there was an entire race of people that was almost totally wiped out.
Yeah. I mean, what happened to the Holocaust?
It's not hard to figure out. It's not hard to figure out that there are not a lot of full-blooded Native Americans in this country anymore.
They were sought out for, and the fact that they had the residential schools was to teach them their ways. Why would you need to teach them their ways? What's wrong with their ways? That's what that's what I don't get. All right, that's why I didn't get slavery. I didn't get the whole residential schools. They're all one and the same. I didn't get the Holocaust. I don't get it because who are you to say that I need to find a way to do things your way, like as a race? You're saying because I'm Black, I don't know or I'm not educated enough. I mean, that's why when I'm probably gonna watch it tonight. I watched 12 Years a Slave many times, and that man was an educated man. But because he was Black, no one believed that he was a certain way. And threw him back at the bottom of the list. Put him at the bottom, made him feel like nothing.
They're afraid. They were afraid. They were afraid that someone who should be inferior to you, that was either along the same level or more intelligent than you.
Why would you be afraid? What is that? What's that going to do to you? People are living their lives. Let them do them.
Because that's not what. I don't know about Canada, but that's not what this country was built off of. This country was not built off of that. And that's what you still, that's like I said, that's what you still deal with on a daily basis, whether if you're any minority. If you're the majority, you're always going to be afraid that the minority is going to uprise and make you now that minority.
Scary but true.
That's some people's mind state, because obviously there's plenty of Caucasian people that support us and support our fight. And to be honest with you, like I really like when BLM first came around, I believe their stance was like, we don't need white people to help us. We need to help ourselves. But that's not true.
No.
That's not true. You need any ally. You need any ally that you can get.
That's
We're
true.
only 13% of this country.
Yeah. If you can join forces or get people who are in, if you can get people that are in that problem to turn their thought process around, and maybe that will help educate and bridge that gap of ignorance.
Exactly.
That's what you need. I mean, you pretty much have to infiltrate the base and plant that seed of good positive thought and let that blow up and teach people. But again, some dogs, they won't learn these new tricks. All right, they won't learn these new tricks, and that's why I hate to say it. Some people have to pass on. Some people have to live their life knowing that. But the big thing is we have to teach the new generations, the new people coming in, how to think first. Because you do have to think. You do have to teach them how to think. Because if you put them in the wrong state or wrong situation, you're just back at square one again.
Well, it absolutely starts with our youth.
Yep.
Unfortunately, not all of the African American youth are getting it. That's why you have some of the issues that you have in Chicago, and some of the gang stuff, and it's all like, it doesn't make any sense because you're all fighting over stuff that doesn't even belong to you. You don't own a block. Most of those people that live in those projects and things of that nature, they don't even own the houses that they're in. So you're so protective of a block that you don't own. That's just my thought process.
That's very true.
But then after that, we did domestic abuse.
Oh man, that one hurt. That one hurt too. I mean, domestic abuse can be anything: physical, mentally, financially, emotionally, you name it. And we heard from amazing people that show. Again, that is on our YouTube page as well. So if you haven't seen it, by all means, go to there and watch it. At the same time, it is on our actual Anchor or Spotify page. So if you want to check that out and listen to it, these are all amazing shows. You guys should tune in. Again, I'm not trying to boost the fact that we have a great show. The fact that the topics have been amazing from the jump. So this
as well as the guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
More guests. Yeah.
The stories. If you saw the people that were in the show, you would never think these people were dealing with emotional domestic violence or abuse. Big, strong men, educated people, women too.
Yes,
I mean, man, it's scary. And one would have to question if either A, you've done it, or B, have you been a victim of it? And I will definitely say, yeah, I was a victim of domestic abuse. When you get ignored in your relationship, or you just are not, or you treat like a roommate, that shit hurts. It clicks in your head and it makes you think. Okay, I'm gonna get to you right now. It makes you think, and it's scary because it puts you on notice that anybody can do this, because you don't fully know somebody until you're with them for a very long period of time. Some people live a show lifestyle. They put on that show, the makeup, the outfits and whatnot, but behind that, and vice versa, guys who put on the hat and the jewelry and the watches, and they act a certain way, dress up with the tie and the shirt, and they're a certain way, but when they get home, it's another beast. And it's scary that, again, once they close that door to their house, you don't know what the hell is going on in there until someone tells you about it. And then when they tell you about it, you're like, hell no, that can't be that person. But it is that person. It's scary. It's scary.
Well, so it's plenty of people that what we found out is that, like, if they didn't reach out for help, then they would probably still be in the same situation, because it really didn't matter whether it was male, female, black, white. It was just all over the board. Even when I made the post on my Facebook page, I was surprised how many people were talking about it.
Yeah. said 200 some odd people.
Mind you,
Yeah.
I guarantee someone may be going through abuse right now and not even recognize it.
Yeah. Because they're all fascinated or infatuated in the love and the relationship, and they look past it. Oh, he's just saying this because he loves me, or she's just saying this because she really cares for me. No, man. Just take a step back out. Step out of those shoes and just look from the front door and see what's up. Right? Ask a few questions and see what's up. And you'll be surprised.
It was so crazy because when you see it from the outside, you think that you know how you would handle the situation. And that was what they were all saying is, of course, if you see it from you see your aunt being abused and you're like, oh, you should just leave his ass or blah, 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 blah. Then when you get in that situation, you don't know how to get out of it.
Yep. And at the same time, when people just say, you should just leave his ass, a lot of people don't realize that they've been in a situation for so long, they don't know how to. Right? They'll be just caught up in it because A, they're either depending on their income, depending on the shelter, depending on whatever. The fact that it's tempting nonetheless, like just out of just being there. Like they don't know how to get out.
Because it all was created through power.
Mm-hmm.
They had power. They had power over they had mentally already had power over the people.
Yep.
So that when it turned physical, then it just escalated.
Yeah. And that's then I realized again, the release of that power makes the other person, like when someone leaves a situation like that, most of them feel refreshed, a new life. Like honestly, I left my relationship battered and bruised mentally, but when I got out of it mentally, I felt so good. Like I felt good. I mean, that weight is off my shoulders. I'm like, man, I can live. I can be me. I don't have to freaking answer to somebody. I don't have to do things a certain way because of this. I just can be me, and that's what we want everybody to be. Just be themselves. Don't be tricked or pushed to be someone that you're not just because the whole title of boyfriend and girlfriend is there. I posted something on my Facebook today about a couple, a Nigerian man and an American wife there. Go watch that. That is life-changing because he was talking about a story about how he was in a relationship and the fact that the girl that he was dating was posting engagement pictures with somebody else. So she was engaged to be married to somebody else and he didn't know.
Ooh.
It's just a guy that I saw on TikTok. It's a couple that I watched there. Because again, they're very, very open and they're very funny, and it probably reminds me of not per se me, but my culture, how they act and react when it comes to the things that he does. So they're very entertaining. And today it was just a truth message that he said, and I hashtagged life lessons because again, in the end, I told people the only person that can make yourself happy is you. You are the one first that can make them happy. Yeah, I'm talking about. I'm gonna make it. Okay, let me be right back. I'm gonna give this some juice. Okay,
Give me some juice too, man. I want some juice. Who don't like juice? So I'm trying to think of something that's going on today that's pertinent to everything that we are talking about. You know, we talked about the violent part of it, the mental challenge of it. It's if someone can get to you mentally, then they can get to you physically. That's where I know when it comes to like athletically, when people said that they would go up against the Kobe Bryants and Michael Jordans, you couldn't get into their heads. And so the fact that you were trying so hard to get into their heads and you couldn't get into their heads, that in turn got into your head to say, oh, I guess I can't stop this guy, or I guess I can't do this, or I can't do that. Like those guys were just mental giants. So when Kobe comes out with the Mamba mentality, it is the mentality of like a cobra or a mamba, obviously a mamba, but you understand what I'm saying. But you just can't get inside those people's head. They have no fear. And there's plenty of people on this earth that have no fear. But unfortunately, there are people on this earth that they just enter every relationship as if it's the worst case scenario will happen. And if you enter anything, whether it be business, a relationship, a job, if you enter anything as the first thing you think of is the worst case scenario, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to fail. Because that fear isn't going to push you. That fear is always going to be there. That fear is just going to be sitting there waiting until it actually manifests itself. So,
sorry about that, folks.
All right. What about after the abuse was
online dating, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that was a funny one because we had some stories.
It was interesting.
I don't think a lot of women realize how much they catfish people. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we were talking about
right.
We were talking about people how they present themselves a certain way on a profile pic or pics in general, and then all of a sudden when you get to them, it's like, oh, that's you. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
There's a few things that when it comes to online dating, you have to meet. You have to be confident. You're on there meeting people. You cannot be timid. You have to be yourself. So if I can't accept you at your worst, I should never have you at your best. So these are just my personal opinions. And don't fake the funk, right? Don't fake the funk. If you are a certain way, tell the person you're a certain way. Don't let them find out another, either months later or weeks later, or find out by another person that this is the way this person really is.
Yeah, but that's the fear of not being accepted for who they are.
Well,
that's the reason why everything is filters, everything is angles, everything is, so
you're saying they're not accepting themselves?
Correct. Because I actually posted, I don't know where I posted it, but I posted something. I said, so like with all these filters and angles, like, do you really think that that's you? Is that how you see yourself?
That's how a lot of people see themselves.
Because if you see yourself like that and everything is filtered, the reality is when you look in the mirror, that's the basic reality. And you cannot portray yourself as a flawless person
all the time.
It just doesn't make any sense. Everything is all glossy. Everything's all cloudy.
Now,
makeup perfect.
Again, we're not trying to be one-sided. Guys do the same thing too. They use filters, they'll be doing the muscle pose all the time, and meanwhile they haven't worked out in about 10 months. They're not showing that dad bod, mind you. All right, ladies, hold on, mind you. Nothing's wrong with the dad bod, okay? Nothing's wrong with the dad bod.
Apparently, that's the new thing.
Is it? Why am I not getting no love then? Shoot, I'm just saying. Hey, I'm just saying. Not everybody has the perfect body, but a lot of these guys show that they have a perfect body from like 10 years ago. And it's
guys, from what the young ladies told us, it was guys did it with their height, age, and
financial situation,
older pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So it's available on both sides.
Yeah. And I don't know why you won't have to put on.
As a guy, if you're, as a guy, if you're 5'6", just put your fucking 5'6".
No, I'm 5'7" and a half.
Matter?
What's
it matter? Because sooner or later, if you plan on meeting this person, you cannot create any relationship, whether it's business, whether it's personal. You can't create any relationship with a lie. So if you post that you're 5'8" and you're 5'6", barely touching 5'6", and that person's like, all right, I agree to meet you. I like you for whoever you are.
Right.
and I plan on meeting you, and then you go up there and she's 5'8", and she's looking down on you,
right?
then that's just not a good, that's
It's not a
just
good look.
Horrible way to start off.
It's not a good look. Again, you base you base the relationship on a lie.
But I know guys that catfish.
Oh yeah, I mean they'll be posting with pictures of cars that they don't own, and they'll hold the lie. Well, my car's in the shop, or I got rid of that last week, man. I'm downgrading, right? Because I used to drive a BMW. I can post that picture on a regular basis. Oh, that's a nice car. Yeah, I had it about 5, 6 years, 7 years ago. Am I gonna post it on my profile now? Why? That's not me right now.
Right.
You can probably get away with pictures from, well, I guess a 5-year gap. I don't know.
No.
How many, even less. 2.
Nah,
2 years?
I'm a 6-month person.
Wow, 6 months? Really?
Why not? You're like you change, and you can change in 6 months.
Other than facial hair or any type of hair cuts or whatever, I don't really think people after 30 can change their physical.
I know people that have gained 50, 60 pounds in a year. So that is a lot to change.
I guess so, yeah. We are trainers. I guess you're right. Fair enough. Okay. I digress on that one. Then that's fine. That's so okay. And we did also tell our stories about online dating and whatnot. What I took about from that is that a lot of women don't realize the power they have in dating. They hold the key to a lot of these hookups or relationships and so forth, because a lot of these apps are geared to them to make that first move or the second move or whatever, because they can easily say no, because again, guys are the pursuers. Most guys are the pursuers, so they'll put out the feelers and hey, I think you're interested. Hey, let's talk, blah blah. Women can either say yes or no. And the guy, again, most of the time will say, hey, did you see my message or blah, 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 and they continue. And most women tend to ghost men. I've been ghosted multiple times. I've accepted the fact that, it happens, but I'm like, why ghost?
I think it matters the way that a guy comes off. Yeah,
you can be as polite as you can. If a woman's not interested in you, they will let you know. But the fact is that if a woman does not tell you and just decides to just not say anything, I think that's a form of disrespect. Really and truly. That's just me personally. I'll take it personally. If I'm messaging you on a regular basis to pique interest in you, and you continue to drag it on or not reply at all, that's disrespect. Just say, hey, you know what? I thank you for your time. I don't see this going anywhere. You have a good day. I've had a few of those, and I'm like, hey, no problem.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah, just hey, you know what? Thank you for your time. I don't think this is going anywhere. Have a good day. Boom, move on. I've done it.
But I also have a 2-week period. If I don't meet you within 2 weeks, I'm not going to meet you.
Well, I've gone through that process. I don't know why a lot of people are afraid to meet people these days.
Because they're afraid that someone's going to find out that they're not that person in the picture, or they're not that person on the profile.
Sometimes they only have 1 or 2 pictures. That's all you're going by. And again,
I don't even waste my time on those people.
Wow, no love for the people with limited.
I don't waste my time on filters. I don't waste my time on every angled pictures. I don't waste my time on someone that has less than 5 pictures, or if it's a blurry picture. I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, like, literally, I could just picture this one girl's profile. Like, all her pictures were so blurry. And I'm like, who set up your account? Like, what made you look up your account and say, yeah, let me post this picture, or let me post this picture? It just doesn't make any sense. So I don't waste my time with that stuff. And I actually do read profiles. So if it's something that I'm not interested in, then I'm not interested in. I don't, like, on all of my profiles right now, it says that I'm single, but I'm not looking for anything serious.
You're being honest. Me on the other side, on the other side of the coin, I'm looking for someone serious. So. Okay.
How do you have time? How do you have time right now with all this shit going on?
make time for the right person. Plain and simple. You
No,
make
no, no,
time. You make
no,
time.
no.
Yes. Again, there's 24
But I'm
hours in a
being-
day. 24 hours in a day.
I get that, but
Alright.
but that's why. But that's also why I have a 2 week like grace period.
Okay.
But it's like I'm not going to tell somebody that I'm looking for a long-term relationship if I'm not looking for a long-term relationship.
That's fine. Okay.
And if you still match and you say, you know, whatever, and we still meet, and
Mhm.
like it is what it is. I just don't have. First of all, I don't necessarily have the best memory, so
No kidding,
Like-
old man.
I can't remember like all these people's with their lies and stuff.
Oh
Like,
shit!
I don't understand how you do it. How can you play like 5 or 6 people
What do you,
and,
what,
and
what,
remember everything that you say?
what do you
I
mean by
can't.
play? I don't get why dating is dating. Playing, if you're dating someone or in a relationship, you should not be with anybody else. Yes, but if you're dating people, you're more than welcome to speak with other people, right?
Oh yeah. No. I'm saying the people that like if you look at any of these talk shows, and it's probably not a good probably not a good reference, but it is a good reference because this is what happens.
Yeah.
You have so many. You have a whole show called Cheaters. You have
Sure.
like every talk show is about a guy that gets caught cheating. You have
Jerry
all
Springer.
the Jerry
Yeah.
Springers and all
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that is a reality. Or you have guys that will literally say, like me, I'm dating, but I'm just not looking for anything crazy right now. I literally say I don't have time. Give me to like October when all this shit calms down, when the apparel starts taking over for itself, when the supplements
Which we
roll
definitely
out
have to
and
get
they
that
start
going. Yeah, making some decent.
and they start rolling out themselves, and
Right.
then we start our whole thing with crunch and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like mentally, I'm just not in a mind state for me to say that I have to call you once a day, or I have to, like obviously I text most of the time. I'm not much of a phone talker, only
Right.
because if I'm with a client, I'm not going to be on the phone. If I'm not, it's I just don't have time.
See,
So-
I think the phone calls are more of an intimate thing for me. Like there's got to be time. Well, I really don't per se phone call. I like video calls now because again, having that one-to-one and you can
Oh, yeah, you can see
guys.
'em.
Yes, seeing them is
Yeah.
more is very important to me because I mean if I know that like I said, my daughter's here asking for juice and stuff like that. If you see that in a video call, hey, all right, take your time. Blah, blah. It's not like I'm ignoring you or anything. There's stuff going on that needs to be done. So
Right.
I want to see that because a lot of people can play off. Oh, the door rung. Let me put you on hold, and then all of a sudden they disappear and they go on hold or whatever. And they be talking to their girlfriend. Girl, this guy is just trashy. I don't want nothing to do with him. Well, where is he? Well, he's on hold right now. I don't want to talk to him. What do I do, girl? And you just get that. You don't know it, but when you see it, when you see that person, you know that person is there. And if they're not there,
So Bumble now you can actually send a video message.
well, that's one thing I like to do. Yeah, you can do a
There you
video
go.
message.
Yeah.
You can do a
Hey,
video
do you
call.
mind-
And again, you don't even. The thing is, with those apps now, you don't even need a person's phone number. You don't have to ask for their number for it. You can do
Exactly.
the video call in the app. So that's a good thing. That's the plus about online dating now, that you don't have to actually have all the information that you need to make a call. Technology has skyrocketed where you can actually, have a long distance relationship, and build that rapport online before you meet the person physically. But again, you've already met that
And-
person.
And if you don't want to see that person, just block their
Yeah,
profile.
just unmatch and move on. Trust me, that's the benefit of these apps. But again, there's always the downfall of people that, again, you had a situation where a profile was a certain way. I had a person that wasn't the person in the profile, and I went to go pick them up, and they were a whole different person with a whole different name. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be freaking funny. I'm here helping you out at the middle of the night, come from the airport, and you're not who you are. That's scary. And then you want me to drive you home. Also scary. I don't know if I'll get kidnapped. Don't know if I'll get raped. I just know I'm taking a freaking risk. Luckily, cooler has prevailed, and I'm still here with you guys. Peace out. I love it.
Yeah, but people don't understand. People don't understand the repercussions for that. There's certain people that are going to respond not the way that you expect them to respond.
Right.
You might get somebody to get so pissed off that like they were kind of into you, and then you meet that person and it's not the person. Like there's a million different ways that people there's a million different ways that people can respond to that.
To the meeting.
It could be a negative situation.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why you got to be upfront from the beginning, and that's why I like having that video call, because I want to know who I'm talking to. I mean, you whether you're dolled up or just in your track pants and just chilling.
Because you're not going to be dolled up all the time.
No, and that's the thing. Pictures only give you certain play, for certain situations. Are you going to put on fancy makeup when you're going to go take your daughter or son to the park? No. Are you going to freaking go to the swimming pool and, put on a wig? No. Just be you. Look at me. I'm scruff right now. This is me right now. If I want to doll myself up, there you go. I'm dolled up right now. Boom. That's it. That's all you need. A little bit of shift.
I shave every day, so it's,
again, until there's a real need for me to shave every day, I think a lot of people like the rugged look. How about it, ladies?
All right, okay.
Now I could no. You know what? I'll even change today. I'll shave the head and the beard and the mustache, and you'll see. Come next show, I look cute, but I'd be like teenager cute. I'll be teenager cute.
Okay.
I'll be young.
I hear you, Casanova.
I'm telling you, just saying. All those teenagers are thinking, "Hey, you looking cute." Hey, I'm 42, damn it.
Okay.
Stay in your lane.
What did we do after that? We went to small business after that?
We did. We kind of launched the whole clothing line and talked about how black businesses and small businesses should help each other, promote each other, build each other up, especially in this whole day and age of the pandemic, and how a lot of people are losing their businesses because there's no support. So that's what we were kind of talking about, that one. And again, we've got a lot of sales from the clothing line. And again, we're probably going to get it probably just as much when the supplements finally drop. And the thing is, I think you pointed this out a few times in that episode, where there's a lot of people who will go buy Nikes or go buy a Nike shirt or a Nike hoodie and whatnot that costs 3 times of what we are charging for our gear, but they will be caught dead trying to support us and saying, "Hey, let me buy this $40 or $50 hoodie just to see, just to help you guys out and spread the love." It's just weird how people think sometimes. Again, to each their own. No one's forcing anybody to buy any of our products. No one's telling you that you have to, or no one is even saying that our product is better than the competition. Again, we also said there is no real competition. We're all in this together, so we don't want to bash heads. I told a story about this morning about how some guy that was on our business page, our Instagram, he's promoting this whole new shirt, talking about how, hey, homegrown business, come support us and represent your state. I'm like, whoa. First of all, Canada doesn't have states. We're in provinces. So I already know your bullshit. And I told him in a message, stop this bullshit. You're just trying to make a quick buck. Get on your way and unfriend me. And he went and said, "Oh my gosh, you just don't want competition. Oh, you just don't want you weren't trying to knock a good thing." I'm like, no, it doesn't make sense what you're doing. If you're doing things properly, I will respect that and promote you myself. A perfect example, your nephew has a clothing line. We had a show about us doing this stuff. I think he was on that show, no?
Yeah.
Yes, he was on that show. And what did we do? You were even wearing one of his clothes already on that show you got.
Yeah.
And what did I do? A week later, I bought my own. I just got it last week. I was loving it. It fit perfect. So that's support. He's doing clothing. We're doing clothing. I'm not saying, I'm not going to support that guy. I need that buck. I'm going to try to sell it. No. I'm like, here, let me show love and share what he's doing. Because in turn, someone might not like the logo we have. Somebody might like the Ace. Someone might like that logo. All right, boom. He's making money. Why would I freaking take away from his money? That makes no sense.
Well, that kind of played into the same thing with the whole support.
Yeah. It tied in together for sure.
Because I every once in a while I go off on my tangents about,
that's because you're old.
Supporting small business and then next, Amazon's $1 trillion richer.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and now, oh shit, I forgot to talk about that too. So then Jeff Bezos goes off and says, "Oh, I want to thank all the customers and all the employees because you paid for this."
Mm-hmm. Like, you want the space on your dollar.
Exactly.
He's going to space on your dollar.
I'm not the only one to use Amazon.
I'm looking around right now, and these panels right there, they're from Amazon. This mic is from Amazon. These headphones are not from Amazon. These modern. I feel like I made him a chunk of money in this. But
between that and Walmart and fast food, places made a ton of money.
Yeah.
And that's where, if you go all the way back to the first episode when you talk about, like, these people are making money hand over fist. Like I said, I don't care how much people make.
Right.
If you let it trickle down, then people will spend more money. That's just the reality.
So you're saying share the wealth then?
Yeah. What's wrong? What's wrong with that? It's
it's true. It's true.
If you I guarantee if Walmart pay their employees more, they will probably shop there more. Or if Amazon paid their employees more, people will probably buy more Amazon.
Or get other people to buy more for them. Yes, I hear you.
Correct.
Spreading the word.
But that's the same thing with the support thing. I was saying, you know what? People don't have to buy from us, but you're more than welcome to share.
Yes.
My page.
I would love to see more shares of our stuff on other people's pages, because that's all we want. Because again, I don't know I might not know 20% of the people that you know on Facebook, but once you share it, people will see it, and it might hit somebody different. I like that logo, or I like that dress, or I like that shirt, and poof, you found another client or another customer.
Perfect.
And then,
perfect example, when the one girl wore the female's power shirt.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Because this actually goes back to you. When I was talking about the whole MILF, thing, and you're like, people wear that? That's probably our #1 woman's shirt right now.
Okay. I have a confession. I bought one for myself. Not gonna lie.
Because as soon as somebody wears it, they're like, "Oh shit, I really do love that." And because I love fitness, it is what it is.
No, you're right. You proved me wrong on that one. I didn't think anybody would grab that, but yeah, you're right. Again, it's just a matter of us showing it. We should actually post more of the products, not per se on other people, but just like the ones that are on our site. Just take screenshots and just start posting them, maybe once a week on our own personal feed, because not everybody has the time to check the website or don't know where to look. Because remember, when we first started, there were people who were seeing the first line of product and said, "That's all you guys have?" I said, "No.
Right, yeah.
Have you ever shopped on a website before? You got to click and go." But a lot of people need to be fed and make sure that you see everything. So, we're very grateful. We're very grateful for the support we got, and it continues to come in, and we are making waves. And every time you guys do something like that, we get very, very excited, and we go and get in creative mode, and we continue to make more. So the more you guys support, the more we definitely put out the product.
And me, I actually normally text.
Sit down.
People because I actually, we actually see all the orders and who the orders are coming from.
Yeah.
Well, if I see, I would, if I have the phone number, I'll text them or I'll send them a Facebook message or, whatever. So
I
you
could
know,
I
I would
could
say
I
thanks for
could
the support.
automate that via, but it's more genuine from you to do that. Like I was thinking of
Mhm.
doing that, a thank you email from the store. But I'm like, no, if I see someone that's gonna buy something that I know, hey, thank you for the support. It's very appreciated. So a genuine thank you or a genuine comment, whatever.
And we
Just
and we
like the
actually have
post that we made.
current customers already.
What's that? Yes, yeah. Every time we put in something, people are looking at things, so that's great. So we might have, and if you're not on the I guess the email list, put yourself on that list, even if you haven't bought anything, because I'm gonna start sending some people some items via
Some
email so they
promos.
can see, yeah, some promo codes and so forth. All that stuff is definitely there. Again, you didn't have to buy anything right now. It's just a matter of just signing up and seeing what's up, and then we'll definitely get you eyes on some of the stuff we have there, because there's stuff that the people don't really know. I mean, the Unleashed podcast speaker and charger. No one knows that's on there, but yay, it's on there. That's a cool item. The new shoes, the aisles. My gosh, that's gonna be a kicker when people start seeing what that, because a lot of people
And
already
then,
asked about
and
it.
then we also are looking for uh, we're also looking for affiliates as
Yes,
well.
yes. Again, if you are wanting to be in business with us, we will definitely provide some income for you helping us at a certain percentage. So if you have questions, by all means, I can send you details on how you can be part of the affiliate program and get you some dollars by helping us make some dollars. So it's a very win-win situation for everybody. We do have our first affiliate. That's Melanie there, up in Dunedin. She's a very, very popular person in the keto world. She's also a trainer herself, and I believe she's a teacher. So kudos to Miss Melanie there that has joined up with us to be on the affiliate program. Um, Going past that, we hit up I guess drama and sports and entertainment. I guess that was the whole marijuana situation, and that's when we introduced one of our repeat guests, Mr. Thunder Page himself, Jonathan. He's a repeat offender. He's been on our show what, 2 times, almost 3 times.
Yeah, I think twice.
He
Yeah,
was supposed to be here tonight, but
yeah.
he ghosted us. So Jonathan, I'm coming after you. Call
I'm
him.
gonna slash his. I'm gonna slash his tires.
I'm just gonna shoot him. I mean, in the game though, I'm just gonna have a game and shoot him.
Yo,
But anyways,
come on.
I'm just you got to correct yourself, because people be watching,
Exactly.
and then you're part of the culture, the cancel culture. Speaking of that,
And we're also looking for guests. We're also looking for topics.
always.
We're also looking for like
always,
any type of information.
always.
Like me personally, if someone has a topic that makes sense, I'm always willing to do some research on it, so that when I come and talk about it, then it's just not just my opinion, because I like to go off of facts and things of that nature.
Mhm,
So
mhm. Now I remember this episode actually got the whole I guess someone's I won't say panties in a bunch, but it was a podcast exclusive after the feedback from the audience, because we were talking about Bill Cosby coming out of jail and how we were comparing him to R. Kelly and blah blah blah. I'm like, whoa! I had to put somebody in their tracks and stop things, and hey, let's talk about it. And hey, if anybody is not happy with what we say and you want to challenge us, I'll open the door for you. Just don't let the door hit you on the way out, because I'll freaking put you in your place. Just saying.
yeah,
And I did.
that's it.
So again, we are definitely open. That was the in the now one. It wasn't really a crazy topic. It did go on a tangent, but we were talking about how Shakari Richardson was caught with marijuana and didn't get to compete in the Olympics because she broke the rule knowingly. Again, we gave her the respect that she admitted this, and that she accepted the punishment. But at the same time, she knew what she was doing. So there should be, all these people are saying, oh, she shouldn't have got this. It's only marijuana. But no, I broke it down to some people. I said, hey, marijuana can be an enhancement, especially when you're racing. Because again, the nerves are calmed when you do. Well, most people get a calming feeling when dealing with marijuana. So again, if you're on the start line and you're calm as hell, you start off nice with no worries in the world. Meanwhile, people are in they're jittery and they're on edge and they false start. So again, people didn't realize that that's a possibility on why certain substances are banned, especially in that sport. Because I don't think they ban it in other events, but in that one, I believe they do. I'm not totally sure. Someone was telling me something different. But yeah, that was an interesting topic about, like I said, and we also talked about the NCAA allowing their scholarship students to earn money while in school and on scholarship. So that was, again, in the moment type of topic. And then we went to, I guess, episode 8 was the use of social media and how people tend to abuse it to make money.
Mm.
Again, that ties into the whole TikTok, OnlyFans, Instagram, how people tend to use it the wrong way. So we've already touched on that. And again, Thunder Pagers on there talking with us about it. And from there, I think, I guess our most recent was, again, about support because, oh, wait, that's right.
Yeah.
Social media was the experiment. That's what we're going to call it, experiment. Unleash experiment 101, where we all of us changed our status to a relationship and see what would happen. And again, if you see the last 20 minutes of that show, when we actually did it, Mr. Jules had at least 20 comments, likes, and hearts, broken hearts, about the situation.
Yeah, okay.
I was only at 3. I don't get that love. But, it did grow. It did grow. But it proves our point that a lot of people who claim to support us don't really support us the way we would think. More people were more interested in your personal life rather than what you're doing to better your life. And that kind of was an eye opener for all of us because I'm like, man, I just changed I got a congratulations last week. And this was, 2 weeks after the fact. I'm like, man, do you not support the show?
Oh, don't pay attention to anything.
Another woman, a friend of mine, she goes, oh man, I see you're doing this podcast thing. That's great. I love it. Do you think you can help me with starting my own? I said, you know what? Again, I'm not about competition. Sure. Here's what you need. This is what you do. This is what you need to get. Oh, okay. I said, you know what? Maybe, if you want, I can break it down to you in a bit more detail. Yeah, no problem. I'd love that. Sure. And by the way, congratulations. I just said, whoops.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
So you're saying you're supporting me and you love what I do, but you don't listen to the episodes. Because if you were listening to the episode, you'd know that was an experiment and that it was a fake congratulation. So I just said, you know what? To each their own. I'm here to help if you need. Thank you. And goodbye. And, I left it as is. I'll get your juice. So, again, it just shows you which type of people are really interested in what you do and which people are really interested in your life. And I don't mean like better your life, more what's exciting in your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you dating? Why'd you break up? What are you eating? I got a lot of posts, a lot of pictures that I post of my food that I cook. You get a lot of, posts or likes and hearts, and then people ask questions about it. But again, no one asking about the podcast or the clothing. I'm like, well, okay. To each their own. I know what to post or what not to post. I know who's going to like and who's not going to like. It is what it is. You just have to play the algorithms, I guess. You can't force everybody what you want to do. You just let them do. Just let them do. Yeah.
So on that note, we will be looking for more topics. I'm sure something happened this week. We'll be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be posting on my page, my personal page, way more to see what people are interested about.
Yeah.
And if you post on there and you say that you're interested in something, please be
detailed.
Please be ready for me to say, all right, so are you willing to go on the show and talk about it? Because you can't just create topics and then not want to talk about them yourself.
Right.
So
just step up to the plate. I mean, no one's here to judge you. We, both of us, know that we all have difference of opinions. We'll never attack you. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. Let bygones be bygones. People agree to disagree. Just as long as you bring valid points, I will respect someone who is on the other side of the fence, who can kind of point out why they're on the other side of the fence on a logical mindset. If it doesn't make sense and it's just not logical, it's just pointless. So, with that being said, again, we're gonna wrap up this recap of the shows. Again, thank you for everyone who's supportive of us, and hopefully we'll get a few more people on the show. Again, we're still working.
Thank you for the subscribers. Thank you for the the hosts. Thank you for the guests. And we're gonna be around for a while.
Oh, for sure. This is only the beginning. Tune in for a lot of things. Again, we're going to be using our personal platforms to kind of promote ourselves and our business a bit more, just so you know we're around. And other than that, you know, Jules needs to hit the hay because he's old. And, well, you know what happens with old people. They get grumpy in the morning.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Anyways, we are out. You guys have a good night. Jules, I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.
Yes, sir.
All right.
You have a good night.
All right, bro.